everyone, welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks and let's dive into today's video. Today I will be drawing character series that will represent types of players of online games, and I want it to be something funny and relatable, so here is the first part of the series. For this series, I am going to use my traditional mediums, my favorite tools, which is sketching with HB pencil. Then I'm going to color them with alcohol-based markers and maybe a little bit of acrylic paint pens and line them up with fine liners and brush pens. Oh, and of course, a little bit of touch up for texture with colored pencils. So today's type of player is the kind one, and I think I relate to this one the most of all that I'm going to draw. I like playing video games. I played a lot of single players, a lot of MMORPG and some action games, and I've been enjoying this a lot. So I can relate to a lot of memes and situations that gamers go through. But as much as I can remember myself, I never wanted to try MOBA games because I was kind of hesitant, as I know that MOBA games can be a little toxic, especially the competitive part. So MOBA is basically you have two teams of, let's say, 5 people and they are playing against each other as a teams. It's usually one type of map which has 3 lines and each player has their designated role. So at some point of the game you are playing kind of alone or like together with your partner if you are going on a double lane. And then after a little bit of leveling up you will be facing your enemy teams as a team fights. This is about MOBA in brief explanation. But in each role, a player that usually means 1 or 2 roles, there are some specific types of, let's say, character traits that usually prevail in these people. And if I talk about support role that I usually play myself, it's usually you want to be a good partner for your carry. Carry is the one that is dealing good damage, but they need like a nanny for the first part of the game or the match, so they can earn some gold and buy some items, because as a support I don't need so much items to kind of be competitive, but as a carry character they are very weak in the beginning and later on they are usually the strongest, so they are very important late game. So my role as a support is to help my carry level up quicker than the enemy's carry, so we can kind of dominate the field later on when we have 5 versus 5 team fights. But there is a lot of nuance to tactics and game styles, like gameplay styles and whatever. I'm just going to briefly share some of the experience that I had so far, because I recently got into this one game named Predecessor, and it appeared to be like a pretty old project. It used to be another game, like with another name, but then I think it closed and then another developer decided to buy the rights and continue developing, and now it's called Predecessor. So this is my first MOBA and I got into it because my husband very much insisted that we play some League of Legends, but League of Legends is a very tricky game for me because it's been there for a long time and oh my god, it's like a whole new world literally, because there's like over 100 champions that you need to learn or like at least know how to play with and against. So I decided I don't want to work, so if I would play a game I would play it casually for fun, and a lot of players are a little bit over fixated on winning. I guess this is like a community issue because like a lot of players are very competitive and they are getting toxic if they are falling behind and losing, and I'm not this type of character. Like if we lose, we'll lose, who cares, it's just a game. But yeah, some players take this very, very seriously or close to heart, and I'm not one of them, luckily. I'm just this one casual player. Like, I'm trying to do my best, okay? It's not that I'm trying to ruin everyone's day or anything by intentionally losing. And I'm not as bad. Like, I'm playing okay. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, like, you know, any other casual player out there. But yeah, because of that experience, I have encountered a lot of people with all the matches, because it's at least 10 people and like 5 of them is in your team, and you can kind of chat with them or communicators inside the game, like commands, you know, or pings. And then I've noticed that there's a lot of same things that repeat over and over with different players, but like the same roles. Like supports, for example, they are often having similar habits or like acting very similarly to each other as players, even if they're playing different characters, because there is a lot of different champions for the same role, like a lot of characters for support role, for example. And they also are a certain type of personality. So that's why I decided to make this series, to kind of make these types of players. So maybe you can relate to this, especially if you play games like I do. So you can enjoy this series with me. So today's type of player is the chill one, the one that wants to support you, that usually plays a support role or rarely mid lane, so they can kind of come and help out, especially if they see some team fight engagement. This type of player is usually picking the most useful character in healing, like ones that have a good potential to collect items to improve their healing abilities or shielding abilities, whatever support mechanics is there in the game. And they are very good at it. Like, they do the best job supporting someone, and like whoever they pick to support would be very lucky to have a partner like that, because they would probably be unkillable, because they would be constantly healed and they can play more aggressively because there's always someone in their back to cover their back and heal some of the poking that comes from an enemy team. But since they are going full support usually, they are also very vulnerable. So if their carry is very reckless or doesn't pay attention to the situation they're in, they can both be killed. But this type of support would never be angry at you. They would be like, oh, that's okay, we can try again this time, let's try a little bit different, or like, let's try to improve our positioning, or let's try to be a little safer this time, and, you know, try to group up. And so they would be very chill and kind to their carry. Even if they're acting reckless or greedy, they would still be sticking up with the carry's tactics and try to help as much as possible. Do you also play some online games or MOBA games, or maybe an RPG? Tell me in the comments which games are you playing currently, and share some titles with me in the comments, so maybe I can try some new games out, because I enjoy playing. So for this specific character, as you can see, since she is very, very cute and kind, I chose a green color palette. So it represents that her abilities to heal are like strongest. I don't know, I feel like green is the most healing color everywhere. And also the heart shapes everywhere, they would represent that she's, you know, hearty person. Okay, I'm going to leave you for a while with music on while I work on the rest of the piece. Annie off, music on. here is the finished piece. I hope you like the drawing as much as I do, and please don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe to this channel to see my future works and more arts from these series for the types of gamers because I think I'm going to make a lot of these in the future. As always, don't forget to wash your cup, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!